Now, I understand the Hall of Fame isn't for a few days, but you know what? I have to let this out because, to be honest, I don't even know if there's going to be one. I don't know if there's going to be a WrestleMania. So if I'm going to do my speech for my induction, I might as well do it now. Especially since we had a pretty good class this year. With St. Jimmy, the RST, Duke Iron Storm, which is long overdue, the Kaz, which is also long overdue. I think Trent Jericho, which I don't understand why. Myself and a few others that I'm probably forgetting off the top of my head, and I apologize for that. And honestly, it's an honor to be in the XHW Hall of Fame. It would have been an honor to compete at the final WrestleMania. But Lord knows if that's going to happen or not. And, looking back at my career the past 8 years, XHW was a staple. It was a dynasty. It was a legacy. It was everything that a federation was back in the day and what needed to be back in the day. XHW was something, to be honest, I wanted to strive for and be that high in the rankings, not as a federation, not as a company, but as a brand that people will recognize as a household name. And looking at these little rings, these Hall of Fame rings, for XHW is the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I don't really know how to say this, because I wasn't prepared to do this. I mean, I was, but not now, especially since the circumstances. But we have to keep going. We have to keep doing what we have to do. And at the end of the day, there might not be a Hall of Fame now. There might not be a WrestleMania. And I know I'm going off track, but this is really important. Because if there's no Hall of Fame, if there was WrestleMania, if it just closes randomly because of this mute, because of everything, then what happens to the legacy of XHW? What happens to the prestige the titles held? Especially since you were going to have a final title match before the Fed War match, which an undefeated federation for several years is shut down because of a mute? That's not going to happen. Because as God is my witness, I'm going to make sure it happens. I'm going to make sure this show happens. I'm going to make sure this Hall of Fame happens. And it's going to happen. One way or another. And again, I'm going off track, but you know what? This is how I feel. And Austin, if you don't do this, I will never forgive you. And a lot of people will probably feel the same way. That's just how it is. But let's not think about the present for a minute. Let's think about the past. Not only was I a victim of the Fed Wars, of the undefeated streak, when PCW faced XHW back in the day, and I lost, which I still feel was kind of a bullshit call, but it is what it is. It's in the record books. It can't be changed. It won't be changed. Because I have that much respect for XHW over the years. Making stars like Sean Strider, making stars like myself, making stars like Ben Hatton, making stars like the Kaz, like AJ Skills, who's going to be inducted as well. And God forbid, like Trent Jericho and like Money Shit. Unfortunately, it's true. But, I mean, I remember having these guys in PCW. I remember having these guys not only in PCW, but in XHW, but moving on to greater heights like HCW, like NAW, like fucking HWRP, the UK federations all across the whole organization. And even, Mile 1's coming back from what I hear. And, people were coming over there. So, it all boils down back to XHW and PCW. People might not want to agree with it because they don't remember their roots. They don't remember where they came from. They don't remember why they started. When Combo was dead. When RP is about to die. They don't know because they want to forget the past. While I try to live in it, but also try to live in the present and the future. And honestly, if I've survived this long in this business, I can tell you a whole lot of things about a lot of people, but I'm not going to, because I have respect for those people. And I don't want to hurt anybody. Much like the reason why I'm not going back over there. Because I have someone really special. And I don't want to hurt her. I never want to hurt her again. That probably might not happen. It's something that I can try to make sure that doesn't happen. But it might. It might happen. And I'm going to regret it when it does. I really am. Because at the end of the day, I love her. And that's why I've stayed retired for the longest time. And that's why every time I come back, I've got bashed for it by people and her. And she knows who she is. And she's changed my life so much. What a difference a year makes, you know? I'm gonna try to compose myself, you know. I'm gonna try. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. And unfortunately, it might not happen. But you know what? I'm going to try my best. Like I always do. Like I've always done for these fans. For these people. And without the haters, my fire, but my fire wouldn't be fueled like it has been for this long. And it's been an emotional roller coaster ride. And I thank XHW, I thank the management, I thank Duke Ironstorm for giving me those chances. And that same goes for any other promotion that has done the same. I know NAW wanted me to come back for a match, which I did a while ago, but you know what? I don't know if I can do it anymore. People are saying, oh, you can do it for another 2 years. You can do it for another 5 years. It's been 8, almost 9. And honestly, if I want to finish my goal, complete it, of being an actual professional wrestler, the time for leaving that behind is now. Especially since people might not want to have a pay-per-view, might not want to have a WrestleMania, might not want to have a Hall of Fame. But think of the people of the past that have been inducted, that have wrestled on this greatest stage, that have been in the XHW arena, the ring, the 6 side of steel, the cage, anything regarding this company. And if it's going to end like this, I'm going to make sure it ends the right way. Because that's what I've always done in my career. I've always tried to make it the right thing to do, whether it's not in some people's eyes or it is in some people's eyes. Regardless if it hurts others or myself. Regardless of who cares. Because I've always done things my way in my career. And if it's going to end, then I'm leaving on my terms. And I'm going to do the same for the company that helped me as a person, as a wrestler, as a personal friend to many others in that company. So, I honestly want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart who have done everything for this company. And if you want to let it leave, if you want to let it die like it is right now, that's fine. Or if you want to start a revolution, if you want to make it end the right way come this weekend, then I'll see you there. But I will say this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you all.